What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Damien, aka Ross Mindset, back with it. Another week, a new week, a fresh week, back to grinding and hustling. Well, in terms of the 9 to 5, this YouTube shit is really just a little side thing just to really keep myself occupied and to really keep myself in check. Really, it's not really nothing serious. At least yet, who knows, but I ain't really trying to make it nothing serious, but yeah, your boy's back at it. Just wanted to talk about something I feel as if only a certain group of people experience for some odd particular reason, and that's being Johnson patrolled. And you can already pick up on what that actually means. People out here wanna try to police and control who people date, or who they sleep around with and stuff like that. It's really annoying, especially considering the fact that only a certain group of men, aka melanated men, out here are the only group of people who seem to be patrolled like this, or people seem to only trip out about us, but everybody else are free to do their own thing. And it's just really funny. It's really funny how it'd be a whole bunch of different people who do this type of thing. It's not even just black women, it's black men, white men, etc., white women, Asian men, Asian women. People, whenever you have a woman or something, that's when all of a sudden people will start to care or look at you, or look what you're doing, and then they look at who the woman is and what they look like and what ethnicity they are, and it's oh man, it's such a big deal if it's not what they want it to be. There's this expectation of who we should be sleeping with or who we should date, when people say this is America, the land of the free, land of home of the brave, yada yada yada, all this nonsense, but there's still this expectation of what you're supposed to be. We're still supposed to be placed in some kind of box, and it's good to really challenge things like that. It's really not fair how we're supposed to be placed in a box, or there's especially. Let me touch on something before I forget. Especially considering how the media portrays us, rappers and thugs and athletes and stuff, and how we're supposed to be buff and masculine and stuff like that. And it places a high expectation on every melanated man that they have to be up to that level. And if you're not, you're just not as desirable, I guess, or laughed at, or that people just will always expect you to be similar to rappers, or what the media spits out there, when we're not a monolith. We come in all different shapes and sizes and lifestyles. We can literally be anything, but it's just this trap, man. And it's kind of ironic that people are watching this video on YouTube, and I'm making a video about this, and that's considered the media. But I'm literally bucking the system at this point. I'm literally trying to say it's not everything you consumed, or everything that you've been fed ever since you grew up out here in America, aka Babylon, is what reality is, man. People need to really go outside and really wake up and smell the coffee, and realize that everything that you see in music videos and movies and TV shows and social media is not reality, man. And even then, people still want to look at what I'm doing and look and try to control what I'm doing, and be oh, you got sisters out here oh man, date a black woman, you need to date a black woman. And yeah, I understand. I'm kind of slowly getting to where they're coming from, to why they're trying to warn me about it. But it's a struggle. It's already an uphill battle to even date a sister, even sisters that aren't the stereotypical ones. because it's really interesting, man. It's really interesting. It's really interesting to literally look at it. Let me try to break it down though. It's really interesting how there's like two sides. There's like the nerdy sister who's like the valley girl, and he's like, you know, got their degree and stuff. And then there's the other side. There's like the ratchet one. There's the ones with like the hoop earrings, and you know who you already know who goes after like the thugs and like the hood guys. And it's like both sides. It's like so complicated to where it's hard for me to even like approach one. Like, even when people will be like, oh, there's different kinds out there. Well, yeah, there is, but even the ones that aren't even like about the life and all that, some of them even still go after like what's the stereotype or what's pushed out there. But some of them like would rather go after non-black guys or non-melanated guys than someone like me, because they don't seem to understand me, or you know, I guess that they have this kind of sense of self-hatred to where they see me as below them, but they'll hype like some average non-melanated man out there who doesn't even have any kind of like style or is kind of unkept, but they'll put them above me because they've been so brainwashed to view themselves as below or inferior. And you know, it's not even their fault. It's not their fault. I can't blame them. It's society. It's this conditioning. It's the schools. It's the media, man. I keep trying to tell people this, man. People really need to wake up and smell the coffee, man. It's like, stop blaming people for things and start really attacking the things out here that constantly get shoved down people's throats and subconscious, man. And yeah, I admit, yeah, I do struggle dating with sisters, and it's kind of for that reason. It's just, there's too many expectations out there. There's not enough representation, and there's all these high expectations of like what people should be. And if someone doesn't fit what is expected, people don't know how to view that person. And I'm not trying to complain about it. I'm just trying to really be the change I want to see. And yeah, I'm trying to work my way there. But in the meantime, it's like, it's just crazy. And yeah, even amongst like alternatives, like the alternative sisters, like even they have these expectations and like false like illusions of like what people should be, you know. And it's like, you know, I don't really like even really be checking for them. Like, I try. People be like, oh, you don't try enough. Oh, you just don't know, man. But yeah, aside from that, man, being like I keep saying, man, it's just getting really tiresome that people want to really look who we date or what we're doing, you know. They have like this microscope, and they want, and you know, if we're like dating let's say like the leftovers of other races, we're like laughed at, or like, oh, he's dating Becky from Walmart, when, you know, it's them that are coming after us, because, you know, again, it's what people keep expecting. They expect that people like me, oh, well, yeah, we'll just sleep with anybody because, you know, we're just horn dogs and we'll just settle for anything. And, you know, let's give them the scraps, the leftovers and stuff. And it's like, you know, I don't even be checking for people like that. It's them that checks for me. It's like, sometimes I just like sit back and just be like, all right, let's see where this goes. Even though, you know, I'm not even all that. I'm not even the one who's even chasing them. So it's like, here's the thing, man. I'm just trying to get people to really understand like what really is going on, man. But, you know, I want to come up with solutions too. The best thing to do, really, and, you know, I didn't really intend this to be like a dating video, but the best thing to do about this is really just to really work on yourself and improve yourself, you know, work out, eat right, read and stuff. Or, you know, there's an entire world outside of America, outside of Babylon. Because once you leave Babylon, man, you're actually more viewed as an American to people outside of America than you ever will be in Babylon, which is really sad. But it's just what it is, man. You know, just don't really try to let it get to you, man. Always try to find solutions to it. But yeah, it's just really interesting. It's just really interesting how, you know, no other race of men out here are like really patrolled like this. And you know, the reason why I think that is because they, you know, they have an easier time getting with someone who looks like them, or someone of their nationality, or someone with their culture. And again, that goes back, way back to having a lost identity, a lost culture, and being forced to settle for pretty much self-hatred, self-denial, kind of social genocide is what I like to call it. Not saying it's all bad or nothing. There's some dope things about it. I'm not like one of these people out here who's just gonna just say it's all trash and stuff and be one of these self-hating melanated brothers out here. But yeah, it really goes back to that, just having no culture, no identity. So the people, if you have no roots, obviously you won't be able to love yourself. So if you don't love yourself, you can't love someone who looks like you, or, you know. So yeah, that's why people of other ethnic groups and cultures, they have an easier time. They can easily get with their own. They have no trouble. They're not going to get any pushback. They're not, you know, there is no like role reversal going on. There is no, oh, one side is more of this now and the other side is becoming more of this now. Like, I don't know, man. A part of me feels as if it's kind of by design, but who knows, man? Who knows? But, you know, it's really up to us to really try to reverse it. And it's really difficult, man. It's really difficult. Like, I went on a date with a sister this year, man, and it was just like, I thought we clicked for a second. I was like, I thought for a minute, oh wait, this might be someone I could potentially marry or settle down with. But that didn't even like end up too well. And and it's more to do with like the social conditioning too. It's a lot to do with just the overall decay of our society and people, all these dating apps and stuff, and social media, and people expressing their freedom of a bit too much to where they don't really understand the consequences of that. But that's a topic for another day. But yeah, man, that's all I really got. To really wrap it up, that's all I ask is just people just really try to understand other people's perspective of life and stop trying to really look into what other people are doing. I understand, yeah, there's stereotypes out there of the sexual prowess of certain men out here, and there's like, websites and stuff that really perpetuate that idea, but that doesn't really give you the right to really, sleuth in on what, certain groups are doing. And, kind of just mind your own business is what I'm really trying to say. Because what you think is easy for someone is really not what reality is. But yeah, that's all I really got, y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And like, comment, subscribe. Follow your boy on Instagram, Ross_mindset. I really should start saying that at the beginning of the video. I keep forgetting about that. But anyway, yeah. Till next time, y'all. Peace.